foremost, giving all praises to our Lord and Savior, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who rule well, who taught us His truth. Special salutations to those out there doing this work in His truth and sincerity. I'm Yilak Mara'ar from the Sheep of Berea camp. I want to give special salutations to the camp at Taiwan Mayim for the inspiration of this video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, as well as Elder Karak Al Kahan and the Akrab Shapat, and to all you brethren out there that's doing this truth again in sincerity. All right, so getting straight into it. All right, this lesson is basically, Lord willing, this is edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to edify the hopeful elect. So tapping into Jonathan. Now, I'm going to go into who Jonathan is. And Jonathan is the son of Saul, okay, in which they're from the tribe of Benjamin. All right, his name means, okay, Yahweh has given. All right. Now, what we're going to tap into is the qualities of Jonathan. What makes him special, okay, and those qualities that he have, okay. The qualities that he have was actually given was given from the Most High by a special talent. Now that talent is having faith, all right, and the qualities that he had was no respect of persons, okay. Now Saul was his king, all right, and Saul was being a wicked king, and he put out a lot of wicked decrees, all right. And one instance I'll go to was when Saul put out an oath for no one to eat of the land. All right, and this is 1 Samuel's 14:24. And the men of Israel were distressed that day, for Saul had adjured the people, saying, "Cursed be the man that eateth any food until evening, that I may be avenged on my enemies." So none of the people tasted any food. So Saul was pretty much putting out decrees of, in distress decrees, like, man, nobody eat until they, until you get me all these bodies, until you find them and kill them. He was, full of pride. He had a lot of demons on him. And when the Most High actually put those spirits on him, but he was nevertheless, people obeyed that. Okay, but one who didn't obey it, all right, was Jonathan. All right. But it says in verse 27, but Jonathan, which is Saul's son, heard not when his father charged the people with an oath. So he didn't hear it. Okay. But let's read on. Wherefore he put forth the end of the rod that was in his hand and dipped it in honeycomb and put his hand to his mouth, and his eyes were enlightened. All right. Meaning recharged. He was re-energized. All right. These men just fought a long war with the Philistines, in whom the Philistines, Israel, they were back and forth. So the Philistines had some, there was no joke. There was no joke. But the Lord would always do things, all right, because he was God in Israel to win these battles. So verse 28, then answered one of the people and said, thy father straitly charged the people with an oath, saying, cursed be the man that eateth any food this day. And the people were faint. Then said Jonathan, here it is, my father have troubled the land. See, I pray you, I'm asking you how my eyes have been enlightened, because I tasted a little of this honey. So did he go and say, you know what, damn, you're right. That was, damn, I went off him. Damn, man, I must go. No. Instead, he said, my father troubled the land. He's troubling y'all. He's giving you guys bad advice. All right. And he spoke this. Okay. So we jump down to verse 44. And it says, and Saul answered, God do so more also, for thou shalt surely die, Jonathan. So Jonathan kept his way all the way up until he seen his father. Until his father pretty much said, yo, you're going to die. All right. Verse 45. And the people said unto Saul, shall Jonathan die, who have wrought this great salvation in Israel? So what is that? Jonathan had faith that he was doing the right thing. All right. And if you keep that faith to do the right thing, you can destroy that spirit, because that spirit will destroy you. All right. By following after Saul. All right. All types of madness was happening. All right. All types of madness was happening by listening to Saul, man. In one instance, Yeah, Salaki, let me go back. It says, Yahweh forbid, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh shall forbid, as the Lord liveth, there shall not one hair of his head fall to the ground, for he have wrought with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh shall this day. So the people rescued Jonathan that he died not. Ah, see? So what I want to go into is, man pleaser. What does it mean to be a man pleaser? One whose motive is to please men or the world rather than Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So what did Jonathan do? Did he please his father? No, he didn't. But he pleased the Most High, into which the Most High delivered him from whatever decree that his father put out. All right? Now, we're going to go through a few other instances with Jonathan as well. All right? But I want to jump to this real quick. James 2:9. But if ye have respect to persons, ye commit sin. All right? You'll commit sin. All right? In the story I'm going to jump to, all right, over with Matthias' case, all right, you had an officer, okay, we'll get straight to it. First Maccabees 2:17. It says 2:16. And when many of Israel came unto them, Matthias also and his sons came together. All right, you had the king's officer come. Let's start at 15. In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city of Modin to make them sacrifice swine's flesh, right? And when many of Israel came unto them, Matthias also and his sons came together. Right? So they all gathered together. Matthias was well known. They researched him. He was the head of that town, Modin. Modin is a very small town. Even to this day, the occupancy of Modin is about 90,000. So you figure back then it was even more small. All right. It says in 2018 the population was 92,000. So and then depending on the area, so let's say 1,794 people per square kilometer. So back then he was even probably smaller because we have more people now, right? So continuing on, it says, then answered the king's officers and said to Matthias, on this wise, thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city. So how did they know that? That means they were watching. They knew which men, all right, had a great reputation, all right? And if we can get these men that have great reputation, okay, to actually, bend or fold, then we'll have everybody else's minds, all right? So they researched who the leaders and who had a pull on the people because Israel, all right, we're sheep, all right? And usually the Most High might put a spirit on one and Israel, follows after that elder, okay? And that's the way it works. That's why you will have the Lord, at a point in time, it was just dealing with straightly the Most High, but then it was set up kings and judges, all right? And which the Lord set up through the Spirit, and, men would, follow after their lead, okay? And they became saviors unto the people. All right, so Matthias had that spirit, and they knew that. So it says, "Thou art a ruler, and honorable, and great man in this city." You see that, and strengthened with sons and brethren. You see, verse 18. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment. So why did he pull him first? Because they had the strongest pull. Now the commandment was to sacrifice swine's flesh. It says, like as all the heathen have done, yea, and the men of Judah also. As such as remain at Jerusalem, so shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends. You see that? Now, that would be going to being a men pleaser, okay, whose motive is to please men or the world. So he would gain this world, okay? He would gain this world, be a king's friend, okay? And it says, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards. Right. Now, Jonathan, okay, father was a king as well. So you see what it is, what spirit they're pushing that you could possibly turn into a respective of persons is things of the flesh. reverence or relations, okay, with the world or the king, okay, money, all right, all things that are perish. All right, but verse 19, then Matthias answered and spake with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him and fall away, every one from the religion of their fathers, and give consent to his commandments, yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers. Verse 21, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh shall forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. Verse 22, we will not hearken to the king's words to go from our religion, either on the left hand or either on the right hand or the left. So these are men, right? That if you was to put respect of a person's, right? If respect of a person's was an image, you would see Jonathan. If respect of a person's, the embodiment of the respect of a person's would be Jonathan. The embodiment of respect of a person's would be Matthias and his kids. The embodiment of respect of a person's would be Yahushua. Embodiment of no respect of a person's, okay, of not having a respect of a person's would be Jonathan. Of not having respect of a person's would be Matthias and his children. Not having respect of a person's would be Yahushua. Not having respect of a person's will also be Moses. Okay? So that's what that's what the image would look like. And other men who fall up underneath that banner. Okay? Now let's go into some other instances. Okay, now you see what Matthias could have done, but think about what that could have done for his sons. What type of role he was setting for his sons and the other people. And this is why this scripture comes into play. All right? And it says precept upon precept. This is Isaiah 9 and 16. For the leaders of this people cause them to err. All right, because most of the leaders of our people are what? They have the respect of persons because they respect the bag. All right, they respect of the bag. All right, and they cause what? Our people to err because then our people will be puppets and they'll parrots and regurgitate the same thing. Church the bag, get to the bag. Black build businesses, and that becomes our people way, and you're not pushing morals, you're not pushing integrity, all right? And so as long as you get to the bag, okay, it doesn't matter, You can't tell Tyler Perry nothing about wearing dresses, all right? Because now he got 300 acres of land in the studio, okay? So this is where having that respect for persons, all right, or the relations with them. People don't want to lose that relations with them, okay, over their morale. So they'll throw on a dress. So they'll do certain things, in which they'll destroy their character, okay. All right. It says, and they that are led of them are destroyed. So that goes back to the precept in Romans of what we was reading about, in James. All right. If ye have respect of a person, ye commit sin. All right. What if Matthias would have respect? You know what? Yeah. You know what? It's better for me to be friends with the king, man. He coming down on us. He killing us. I want to see my kids grow. And them to be good. You know what? He would commit sin because then he would consent to their law. All right. He would consent that eating pork is okay. He would consent that bending is okay. And it says, and are convinced of the law as transgressors. Right? They are convinced. That word convinced. All right? Completely certain about something. They are completely certain of the law as transgressors. Right? And that's with the embodiment of having respect for persons. Now, what defeats that is faith. Because Matthias, okay, will have to have faith in the Most High. Because what his answer was, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua forbid. All right? It might sound good for me. It might sound beneficial for me in the flesh, but the Most High forbid that. The Most High don't want me doing that. He didn't make me to do that. You see? The duty of men is to what? Fear the Most High and keep His commandments. All right? And see, having faith for the Most High actually is the sword, all right, to cut through that respect of a person's demon. All right? Now I want to jump to another instance, all right, with Jonathan. And King David was all on the run, all right? Saul knew that Jonathan, had a bond with King David and that he respected King David more than him. All right, but I want to read you this part right here. This is in 1 Samuel 23, and I'll just get to the point at 16. It says, and Jonathan, Saul's son, arose and went to David into the wood and strengthened his hand in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So Jonathan had the opportunity to see David at his lowest. Jonathan had the opportunity to be like, you know what? Maybe my father is right. Maybe I do need to just, give this dude up. Maybe he do need to be put out. Right? He had the opportunity to do something grimy. Right? He says, and he said unto him, fear not, for the hand of Saul my father shall not find thee. You see that? So he strengthened David and said, my father is not going to find you. And thou shalt be king over Israel, and I shall be next unto thee. And that also Saul my father knoweth. Now it's very powerful, because technically, after a king dies, since it's being Saul, his son would come into rulership. But Jonathan that wasn't even in his mind as a thought. He, in his spirit, said, David's going to be king, and I'm going to be next to you, David, as a help. Wherein it should be, according to the flesh, right? It should be Jonathan being next, up in line for rulership. All right? So what did Jonathan do? He put away having that whole respect spirit. You think his father didn't bring that to him? Those conversations? You dare to throw away the kingdom over David? You're supposed to be next in line. Jonathan knew that. But he knew, he had faith and knew that the Most High was dealing with David. He believed that. All right? And he knew that David was a righteous man. He believed that his father was wrong. All right? And it says, verse 18, they two made a covenant before the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and David abode in the wood, and Jonathan went to his house. You see? Now another man turned down having great riches in the kingdom, what? I'm gonna get that scripture because it's gonna say it in it, and that was Moses. Okay, now we jump straight to it. Hebrews 11 and 11 and 23. You see? And the reason why, that's the point. This is how you beat it, by faith. You see that? By faith. Let's get it. Hebrews 11 and 23. By faith. Faith is what? The substance of things not seen. Okay? What is hoped for. All right? By faith, Moses, when he was born, was hid 3 months of his parents because they saw he was a proper child. So his parents also wasn't in respect of persons, because technically the decree during Exodus was that the firstborn was to be put out and killed. Okay, that was the order of the son. All right, because the son would carry the lineage, and they were trying to exterminate that lineage. So they would keep the females, because the females don't carry the seed. They can't continue the seed of their lineage. All right, they just are incubated. All right, to harvest whatever seed that goes inside of them. All right, like planting an apple seed in the dirt. Okay, or grape seed, or any different type of seed. All right. Now, the importance of the seed, the parents understood that, and they didn't respect the king, the Pharaoh's commandment. All right. It says, because they saw he was a proper child, and they were not afraid of the king's commandment. All right? You see, the whole embodiment of that is the elect. You got to put the elect when you think of no respectable persons. You gotta picture the elect, the 144,000, the 1/3, all right? 144,000 included. Okay? So it says, by verse 24, by faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. Hold on now. Did he turn down an opportunity? All right, there's a movie that I was watching with my son that the camp had sent out, and it was called "The Boy Who Painted Christ Black." A real good, real edifying. Very edifying short story, something good to watch with the youth. All right. And it's Wesley Snipes in it. And just to sum it up, all right, that's the situation, the respective persons in which Esau right here, this man was his boss. Okay. He's the principal. He would be the state supervisor over the schools. All right. He wanted him, see the image, okay, is the kid right here painted was a dark image, so-called black, all right, Christ, which is Yahweh Shai. You had the hair long, but the point was that the image was painted dark, all right, instead of being white, okay? And so this man right here actually wanted that image put out, but he had a decision to make. And his decision was, do I take this? By the way, he was giving him an actual promotion, So do I just suck up to him, put this image away, hurt this boy's feeling, in which if I have children, he will look just like this boy, all right? Destroy his dreams, all right? Destroy myself in the process, because you are the same, all right? And take this promotion and still know that he looks at me the same way he's looking at him, all right? It's just he'll give me a little bit of goodies as long as I do what he say. So this is a good story to get into, or a movie to watch about respective person situations, you know, and that's what caused our people to err. That's what caused our people to err greatly. All right, and that's the importance of understanding the lesson, is that you see the great things that happen. Okay, let's go back to Hebrews. Great things that happen. Okay, when you dub that. All right. So it says Hebrews 11:24, by faith, when he was come to the years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. All right. And by him doing that, he got a bigger promotion. He became the priest of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay. In which the priesthood that was set up, okay, and the laws that was passed was from Moses, okay, in which we have the commandments, all right, and also what he was promised a land, Israel, all right, and Moses was actually the first king. You read about that in Deuteronomy. Okay, so verse 25, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. So Moses actually chose to suffer the afflictions with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. All right, so he would have to deal with what? Being a Hebrew slave, right? Actually not enjoying those delicacies of Egypt, whatever they were. All right, the comfortability of chilling, right? And it says then to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season, because at the end of the day, there was a written destruction that was going to come to Egypt. All right, so though he could have lived it up for a little longer, All right, he would have got destroyed. The Lord would have raised someone else up, and Moses would have got destroyed with that city. All right. Verse 26, esteeming the reproach of Yahushai. See, go back to esteeming the reproach of Yahushai greater riches than the treasures in Egypt. You see, greater riches. All right, because Moses is written in the book of life. All right, Moses is written in the book of life. He's forever stamped good. All right, esteeming the reproach of Yahushai greater riches than the treasures in Egypt. For he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. All right. So the reward, the reason why you need faith, all right, to defeat the respect of persons unto the wicked is because faith gives you that respect until how the Most High is going to reward you. All right. Did the Most High show him that? In his spirit it is, but it was no physical here. Everything Moses did, all right, was through faith. All right, because he questioned, oh, Lord, I can't even, speak. I can't even do this. So obviously he didn't see it. All right, but the Most High put that in his spirit. Verse 27, by faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king. All right, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. All right, now how can you see something that's invisible? Faith. All right, through faith he kept the Passover and the sprinkling of the blood, lest he that destroyed the firstborn should touch them. All right, and these are all the things that Moses did. All right, these are the things that Moses did. All right, not esteeming, okay, not esteeming lifting up the treasures in Egypt, but esteeming the riches in Yahushai. Okay, so this is it. All right. Let's jump back to one more story. We're gonna get into Yahushai. All right, because you got the relationship with the family, you got the riches. All right, and this is another instance. Okay, with the family. All right, in the book of Matthews. All right, chapter 12, verse 46. It says, while he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. So Yahushua's actual mother and his actual brothers. All right. Verse 47. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and brothers stand without, desiring to speak with thee. So they was, on the outside, they seen them. They like, yo, Yahushua, your moms, your brothers over there. Verse 48. But he answered and said unto them, unto him that told him, who is my mother and who are my brethren? Right? Now that throw you off, like, what? Who is my mother? Who my brethren? He knows who he gotta know who his mother and his brothers are. I know who his mother and his brothers are. What he saying? Let's see, verse 49. And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. Verse 50, for whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, this same is my brother and sister and mother. Okay? So that's it. It's plain and simple. All right? Plain and simple, man. There it goes, clear as day. That Yahushai didn't have that respect of persons, even to his fleshly mother and his fleshly brother. All right? But those who do the will of the Father, again, going back to what we said, men pleasers, one whose motive is to please men or the world. You see? Rather than God. So he was saying, all right, Yahushua wasn't a man pleaser because he would please the Most High and those who would do the same thing as him. All right? So this is what this is about, man. Pray. I'll pray. The Most High strengthen us with that spirit, with the spirit that Yahweh Shai had, Jonathan, all of our forefathers, man, to not have that respect of persons, and not just for even people, but again for your relationship with the world. Because at the end of the day, they're trying to lead us to take this RFID chip, all right, to have a relation with society, okay? Because if you don't, let's see, Revelations 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, a charagma to insert inside of you, the RFID chip. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. All right, so your relations of the world of buying products, of selling, doing business, okay? Or the name of his beast, trying to enter a city or working on a job, or the number of his name. All right, now if you don't have those things, you will have no correlation, no citizenship with this world, okay, or with people. All right, so that's the decision. Are you going to please the world? Are you going to please men? Or are you going to please the Most High by not taking that? And by not taking that, what do you really need? Again, that's shown throughout the scriptures, faith. You need that faith. That is going to be a substance we all need. And I say you need, even speaking into myself. Okay? That's what's going to keep us strong in these times. All right? So Lord willing, this was edifying, through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, by Shem Rakakodesh. All right? And hey, again, if no respect as a person was a person, all right, the embodiment of it, there would be Jonathan. It would be Yahweh Shai. It would be Matthias. It would be Moses. And there'll be other great men that fell up underneath that same thing, man. All right? With that being said, again, giving all praise to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, by Shem Kakadash. Double honors once again to the apostles of GMS. And Shalom. Kwam Yashala, Kwam Yashala, Kwam Yashala.